Hey guys, my name's Colin and this is my review of the Hoka Speedgoat 6 after 100 kilometers. So if you were like me and the Speedgoat 5's upper was far too stretchy for what you're accustomed to and you weren't a big fan of that, the upper in the Speedgoat 6 has definitely been improved. The woven textile here feels great on downhills and your foot is much more secure compared to that Speedgoat 5 upper. However, this Speedgoat 6 midsole leaves a lot to be desired, and honestly I'm kind of happy I've hit 100K, so I don't have to run in this midsole anymore. But we'll talk about that in the review, and let's get right into it and start things off with the fit. So these fit true to size. I'm a size 10.5 in all my sneakers. This is a size 10.5 and it fits great. But for whatever reason in the Speedgoat 6, I had to leave them super loose or else my foot would just be throbbing, especially right here in the midfoot. It doesn't really feel any more narrow than any other Speedgoat that I've ran in, but for whatever reason, like I said, it just really hurt my feet unless I left these laces just super loose. And I think overall, this sneaker definitely needs a lot of break-in time because my feet were just throbbing in this shoe up to about 70K. And then this upper and that midsole started to break in a little bit and mold to my foot a bit more. I didn't get a great heel lockdown in the Speedgoat 6. I even tried using the extra eyelet to lock in my heel, but then when I tightened it up here, I would get a lot of pinching and that throbbing would start again. But once the upper broke in a little bit, I was able to tie them down a little bit tighter and improve that heel lockdown. All right, so next up is the upper. So this is the big change compared to the Speedgoat 5. This is a woven textile upper. And if that stretchy upper didn't really work for your foot, just like mine, this upper is much improved in that area. Bombing down hills, you feel very secure. It's not the most breathable upper, I would say, but I think it's a good middle ground when it comes to breathability. You have a bit of an overlay here, but it's not providing much toe protection. You do have a little bit of a pull tab here, but I don't find it very useful. I just end up grabbing the elf heel here. Definitely a nice stiff heel counter. You have a little bit of extra padding in through this thin tongue, and the tongue is gusseted as well. Just the feel of this upper feels like it's going to be very durable, and I think the design on this upper is actually really cool. Although I know this is subjective, but this might be the ugliest colorway I've ever seen on a sneaker in my life. But like I said, the design here is gonna make for some really cool colorways in the future, I think. But to me, this is definitely not one of them. So next up is the cushion. The cushion of the Speedgoat 5 after 100K feels like a dead, dense piece of foam, not squishy, soft, Hoka-like midsole at all. In fact, I don't like it so much that I wonder if I got a lemon, like a manufacturer's defect or something. It doesn't have that bit of softness that Hoka is known for. And sometimes it's not a bad thing when you have one of those denser midsoles because you get a little more rebound, but I find this has zero rebound as well. Around that 70K mark, it did start to break in and mold to your foot a little bit, but it remained very dense and had no give back at all. It does give you a lot of protection underfoot because it's a thick stack of 40 millimeters in the heel and 30 millimeters in the forefoot for a 5mm drop. They did say that this new CM EVA midsole is a little more responsive, so maybe this isn't a lemon and this is how it's supposed to feel. And I'm sure there's people out there that will like this dense midsole setup, but for me, I love a lot of cushion. I love feeling softness underfoot, and the Speedgoat 6 just does not provide that. So next up is the traction. So not too much has changed, just a little bit of a pattern switch up from the Speedgoat 5, but it's still those fantastic Vibram 5mm steeped lugs. You know, I've ran in the Speedgoat 3, 4, 5, and now the 6, and the traction has always just been fantastic, A1. I just think it's the best traction setup out there in any kind of trail shoe. So next up is the weight, and these are weighing in around 9.5 ounces for a men's size 9. So they did talk about how this dense, stiff midsole has made the shoe a little bit lighter, but I would increase a little bit of weight any day to get a softer midsole instead of the dead midsole that they have implemented here. So the final verdict of the Hoka Speedgoat 6 after 100 kilometers. I think you can tell I'm not a huge fan of this. The Speedgoat 4 is still like one of my favorite trail shoes of all time. So I was a little disappointed when the Speedgoat 5 came out and that stretchy upper just didn't work with my foot. So when I saw the Speedgoat 6 had fixed that stretchy upper issue, I was super pumped that the Speedgoat was going to be back. But sadly, this midsole midsole has just kind of ruined this version's Speedgoat experience for me. I don't think I'll be running much more in this shoe. I still have 2 pairs of Speedgoat 4s, so I'll be sticking to those and my Norda 001s. So I would love to hear what you guys think of the Speedgoat 6. I'm not a fan. I'm assuming a lot of people will be a fan, but I would love to hear people's opinions on this shoe. I'll try to respond to anyone who drops a comment, and I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.